All right, all right. What's up, everyone? How we doing today? Happy Tuesday. Go ahead and get the music going. Switch over. Uh, I see there's viewers here. Is anybody here? This is interesting. I guess we'll just roll with the punches. You guys are here in chat. Let me know. Say hello. Let me go ahead and switch over here. Usually I have a couple messages to go through before I get into the content, but maybe you guys are just late to the party. No worries, no worries. Music's going, right? Yep. And then let's go ahead and switch over here. What's up, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. How we doing? You know what? I forgot to put my own headphones in, so this is kind of quiet right now. Hold on. All right, let me get my music going. But how you guys doing? Long time no see. Unfortunately, nothing has really happened, and we can talk about. I didn't really go into like the supports and stuff, which I mean, it won't take that long to go over. But let's get right into it. Sean, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, for some reason, I guess you guys are just late to the party. Who knows? No worries. Let me pop out chat. All right. So, let's do... Actually, I want to go over this first. So, first things first. If you guys are in the Discord, I did post this setup. I did actually get entered on the retest here. So my entry is like somewhere around here, like 2682, I believe. I have to check. I have to double check Big Get. I just wasn't paying attention. I just like randomly looked at the chart. I'm like, oh, this is a good entry point. And I just hit enter. So I did enter. I think it is slightly different on. Yeah, 2653. Okay, maybe this chart's a little bit different, but I got in just above or just below 27. So we're rocking that entry, and you know, this is a very large setup on a very large time frame with clear separation and trend. So as long as price can sustain below 27, I'm expecting Sol to put in a decent pullback. Do I think it's going to put in new lows? Possibly. I'm not on that boat just yet, but you know, this is the type of position I like to hold and kind of anticipate much lower price action in case this does happen. So yeah, I know we're here to talk about Bitcoin, BTC, Crypto Jav. How you doing, my friend? Happy Tuesday. Good to see you. We got a little bit of price action here. All right, so you guys know, or if you guys don't know, I can give you guys a quick little recap. If you guys haven't been keeping up with what I've been talking about over the last couple weeks, or at least the last 2 or 3 weeks at the very least, this is a very large ABC on a larger time frame, right? And if you guys don't know the ABC method, basically once structure puts in a much larger A to a B to a C scenario, we're looking for price to sustain below the pivot or above, in this case below, because we're looking for a short setup. So as long as price can remain below this pivot at around 31,000, that is going to be a major potential shift in the market according to what is going on here. And if we look at the larger picture of what could be going on as well, do I have to go to a larger? Nah, I should be able to fit all this in here. But if you look at the larger picture, all right, we're looking at this as a possible bearish case scenario, A to a B to a C. Or if we're going to be a little bit more bullish, maybe we have bottomed. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Maybe we have bottomed and we're actually looking for some sort of larger A to a B to a C. Regardless of what side you're playing, we still need to come down and test lower areas of support. I know people were talking about CME gaps and something around the 19.5, 20K mark. Yeah, that would make sense. That lines up the local low, which, you know, we'll talk about supports here in a moment. But if actually, let's do that right now. But before I do that, I gotta go ahead and shout out today's sponsor of the stream, which is going to be Fairdesk. I should get all this stuff prepared before I start doing that. All right, which is going to be Fairdesk. So if you guys aren't interested, all right, Fairdesk is the platform that I've been using and the platform that you guys can use as ABC traders, as everything you need. The UI is nice, clear, and concise. I have had no issues when it comes to getting market orders filled. Fees are relatively not bad. And yeah, so if you guys were go ahead and check out the first link in the description below, if you sign up, deposit, and trade, right, it does come back to support me and the channel. So I would greatly appreciate it. Not required, but it does help. And just keep in mind too, regardless of what exchange you trade on, whether it's Fairdesk, Bybit, BitGet, wherever you decide to trade, never, ever, ever, ever put in your full stack into one exchange. Always dedicate a certain amount or a certain percentage of your full trading stack to keep in exchanges, just in case you need, or when you need actual margin to trade with. And then if you end up losing it, deposit more as needed, but never ever put your entire stack into any exchange at one time. Just got to give you a quick little disclaimer, so just keep an eye on that. Just be aware. Let's see. Vosfam 500, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Can you please go over your sole thesis when you get a second? Absolutely, Sean, absolutely. You met yo, good to see you. All right, make sure I didn't miss anything on the chat. Yeah. So gotta shout them out real quick. So like I said, Fairdesk is paying me to talk about them, and if you do decide to sign up, no KYC requirement. There is an optional KYC. I know I get that question a lot, but KYC is not required. So if you want to go check it out, would greatly appreciate it, but not required. So going forward with BTC, we got to look at the supports below and talk about where price can go to. Right. And the way I like to do that is I like to look at previous uptrends. All right, this is only for support cases. All right, previous uptrends, and I want to look basically to where trends separated and broke. Actually, that's a lot better way to illustrate it. So in the uptrend, we're looking for breaks in the uptrend, and then the bottom of those breaks, or whatever the downtrend ends, that's going to be our pivots of support. So we're going to start from the top, work our way down. All right, 24,760 or 765. I will count 21,300. I've been on the fence about that, but I guess I will count it just in case. And then below is about 19.5. And then pretty much below that, there's nothing really too significant. We could talk about the support below, which is going to be around 16,200, 16,180, 16,180, depending on what exchange you look at. But ultimately, I would say, okay, yeah, let's add that 17,600 pivot off of the larger ABC. But you can see there's a good amount of support below once you get to about 21,000 or 21,300 to 19.5. That's a good area. And once we get below, there's a lot of, let's say there's a bigger net below us to help catch price if we do continue to descend further. And yeah, and at this point, guys, we're in our trades. This is the moment that can require some patience. Once a trade is in our favor, especially the more in favor it tends to go towards, the more obligated you feel like you have to take it off the table. I think it's important in this case scenario, especially if this downtrend does continue to develop to the downside. We do have to understand that when it comes to these trades, when it comes to how I approach my trades, I look for very large setups and larger potential trend shifts. So for me, it's important to, when you take these type of trades, hold on to them for as long as you can. The market will show us when it's a possible, or the market would tell us when it wants to continue lower or if it wants to reverse. Then we can go ahead and take that position off the table if the right parameters do arrive or do arise from price action developing. But at the moment, it's important, guys, to let these structures play out. And because, I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be the top, but the longer this takes And the more that we kind of sit underneath this resistance and don't really find enough strength to push up, the more inclined I am to look for much lower price action. I think 19.5 is a good region. But if we are going to be in the most bearish case scenario, we need to break below that 15,450. So just keep that in mind. I am not going to let this go. I would rather get stopped out than take profit off the table, just because I know, well, it depends on where. I'd rather get stopped out after a small retest and push up versus take profit too early and we'll watch price make its way back down to 15K, if that is going to be the worst case scenario. And that's the only reason why I took this trade, was to play into the worst case scenario. Let's see, Mr. Reckless, yo, Johnny, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Nini, hello, Johnny. Hello to you as well, Nini. How you doing? So yeah, that is the bearish case scenario, as well as I am playing this ABC. I'm going to move this pivot or move this line here just to show you the entry. But I am playing this ABC here, just in case, we do end up pushing higher. Maybe I'm wrong. At this point, I'm not really too inclined to either side, even though I do like the larger setup. To me, it doesn't really matter because I'm in such good position regardless that if we do push up higher, I think we're going to go ahead and break 32K and eventually go up to 42. But at the same time, if we do reverse from here, I have my shorts ready. I'm in a good position regardless. So to me, it's a win-win. Clap show, I'm half here, LOL. Thank you for half being here. I really do appreciate it. I think you worked during the week, so I appreciate you stopping by and just hanging out. If you have any questions when you have time, let me know. But yeah, nothing much has really changed since yesterday. Let's go over Sol quick, because I know Sean asked about it. So for Sol, I'm looking at it from the larger time frame perspective. This is from an ABC, and we have to do an ABC here. All right. The question is whether we're going to be extra bearish or not. If we are going to be extra bearish, this is potentially forming its own A to a B to a C scenario. And if this is the case, we need to put at the very least a lower low past $7.80, which is the previous pivot of this A here. All right, and then the, I guess, middle of the road case scenario, if things are going to be medium term bearish, I am going to be more obligated to look at this as this downtrend, or this potential downtrend, as just a larger pullback to where we go ahead and maybe test some certain areas of support and then continue higher. Regardless, I'm taking this position in case we are going to go a lot lower. I'm not too sure exactly if that's 100% going to be the case, but if we go back from a support standpoint, going back to lower time frames, we could talk about maybe $16 being a support. If not, if $16 fails, I don't know why I said that weird. The next level to go ahead and test is around 1265, and if that level fails, there's nothing really significant till about close to the previous bottom, which is around $7.83. But since those two areas of support are so close, I'm just going to round down and go to $7.30. So there isn't really that much support below, but the support levels are important. So I will definitely keep that in mind as price, if price does continue to develop to the downside. That's pretty much the main reason why I'm taking that trade, Sean, is because I'm looking for a larger potential move to possibly complete a larger potential swing to the downside to complete this setup. That's the main reason why I'm taking it. Let's see. When you have a time, can you check FTM? Need support levels? Absolutely. Absolutely, Clap Show. I'll take a look at that. You really think that Sol will go as low as 20? Yeah. I definitely think that's possible, Sean. There's no doubt. If VTC is going to be bearish, you got to keep in mind, yeah, there is this little nest of supports, but I'm looking for larger separations in trend. And to me, $16 is the next closest level of support if we continue downward. So I think $20, sub $20, that seems like such a drop. I mean, yeah, but look what happened with this dump. I know this was based off of a news and a reaction, but the same thing when it comes to XRP and how XRP exploded. The exact opposite can happen. All right. Something can happen. Maybe you don't even know about. Maybe something happens with Sol. Who knows? I really don't know. I'm not in the realm of trying to predict what is going to happen. I'm more of in the realm of trying to figure out where price can reverse from. And then usually what ends up happening is once you get the right trades in the right positions, price will react and then the news will come. So for me, in the grand scheme of things, $20 doesn't seem that unrealistic to drop below. Worst case scenario, like I said, I can see it go way down. But this is just a play to play into the idea that this might happen. I'm saying that it's going to happen. I'm not saying we're guaranteed going to be going down to some of these lower levels, but I'm taking the chance, and then I'm using probabilities and using the structures to give us higher edge trades higher hedge trades or higher hedge positions. If that makes sense. In order for us to kind of play into the idea that things might be going lower. All right, let's do FTM. But that's pretty much it, Sean. If you have any other questions, let me know. It's also, let's see. It also, Mr. Reckless. Johnny, what are your thoughts on liquidity, ICT concepts, or just SMC in general? That's a great question. Great question, Mr. Reckless. I'll go over that in a second. Let me go over FTM and I'll talk about that more. Jeff Jefferson, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you as always. It also seems like you were pretty bearish in general right now. Yeah, and there's a reason why, Sean. I'm not a perma bear, all right? My biggest issue right now is that we are about 10 months out from the halvening, all right? And usually about 3 to 6 months after the halvening is when we can start talking about being in a potential bull run. I don't think there's nothing wrong with looking for 48K, but to go ahead and start looking for all-time highs anytime soon, I think is kind of naive in my opinion. Look, if you can come up with a good argument for that, I'm not gonna deny that. Hey, you know what? If you can provide a good reasoning for it, I'm not gonna go ahead and bash you for it. But I've been in this game for such a long time. I've been trading crypto for a very long time. I've noticed how cycles do affect, I know how halvening cycles can affect price action. And to sit here and deny that, or to sit here to say that it doesn't have any effect on the market is just kind of, I don't think it's the best way to approach things. I'm not going to sit here and say price is going to do exactly a certain percentage off of certain time regions. I'm just playing into the idea that price has in the past moved accordingly based off of halvening cycles and probably will continue to do so. I don't see that changing. I really don't see that changing. If I'm wrong on that, fine. I'll fall on that sword. I'll admit I was wrong. But as of right now, based off of the timing plus the large structure we have here, it really, to me, it's becoming more possible that we at the very least have a larger pullback. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be ultra bearish looking for 10K. I am not on that camp. All right. If anything, if I'm going to point you in a direction, what I think is going to happen, I honestly think we can get something like a COVID dump again, to where we put a large retracement off of the bear market and eventually came back down to test lower areas of support and then came back up without putting in that lower low. I honestly think the same things do. Maybe we come back down, test 19.5, maybe 17.6, but the odds of putting in a much lower point in price action is less likely because of how significantly pumped, but doesn't make it impossible. So to me, it's not high on the list of probabilities, but it's on the list in general. Just keep that in mind. Johnny's more bearish than Tino from Traders Reality. No, that man. Tino's a character. Tino always, every video he makes, every thumbnail he makes is something bearish. No, I can give you guys both sides. All right, FTM, and then I want to talk about ICT. I didn't forget about you, Mr. Reckless. Let's see. FTM. All right, so for Clap Show, supports below. First things first. Is about 21 cents, 21.37. From there, I would say maybe, yeah, I would say 19 cents is a good region. Yeah, it's around 19.40 to 19 cents is a good air pocket of support. Once we break, if we break below 21.37, and then below there, it's going to be about 16.43. If I go back further, if we break past 16.43, next level is going to be around 15.32. And then beyond that, I'm not going to go too far. I don't want to give you every single one because the separation between supports are getting very drastic. So I think if 15 cents doesn't hold, I mean, a penny is definitely possible. I'm not trying to say that it's going to happen, but it's definitely possible. But I think below there's a good pocket of support below us, as well as you do have the opportunity for this setup to play out with an ABC within the C. Something like that. That's definitely a good region to go ahead and consider. I'll mark this pivot out as a bullish pivot. That's a good trade entry if we can get that, or if you can get that on FTM. Yeah, Tino is a character. Yeah, Tino's a good guy. I enjoy watching his streams, but it's like I feel like you can only hold on to an idea for so long. All right, so Mr. Reckless, are you still here? Let me know if you're still here. I'll talk about ICT. I have some interesting opinions about it. Let me know if you're still here. Tino is high energy. Yes, Tino is very high energy, very crackhead energy. I like watching his channel from time to time, though. Mr. Reckless, let me know if you're still in chat. Illuminated Nothing. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How you doing? I'm curious about ICT. Okay, so let's talk about ICT real quick. So I've done some research, okay? I haven't sit here and I'm not gonna make any claims saying I know his methods exactly. I know how to trade his methods. But because of where I came from when it comes to my trading career path, or my trading, I guess, styles have evolved over the past couple of years or so. A lot of what I do is based off of price action. And I think what ICT does is he takes simple concepts and purposely how do you say this? Let me backtrack. He takes simple concepts and repurposes them to make them seem like they're more intricate than they need to be. When he talks about fair value gaps, and fair value gaps are, I would say, a decent way to look at things from a price action perspective. I personally think it's based off of like local highs and local lows. It's just a more complex way of saying it. Liquidity sweeps are literally just ABCs. All right, liquidity sweeps are just ABCs. Let me see if I can find. See if I can find an example. All right, it's not every single time, but a lot of the cases, liquidity sweeps like this one, I don't know the full video, but this is just an ABC. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is just an ABC. And he does, liquidity sweeps are ideas that can be taken off of local lows as well. I literally just typed in ICT liquidity sweeps and see if I can find. See right here is kind of a. This right here, that's an ABC. That's an ABC. Another ABC. So it's the same thing. Trying to think of what else is part of his strategies. The one thing I don't necessarily like is that his methods are very, very commonly used on smaller time frames, which you guys know I'm more of a swing trader, and there's nothing wrong with small time or smaller time frame trading. I just think that you guys have to be a little bit more careful when it comes to how you approach your TA, how you actually take your trades. But I think a lot of the methods used when it comes to ICT is not as difficult as he makes it seem to be. And then one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is that he has this persona that like he has found the secret, right? Like he is the person who beat the market. And he kind of puts himself on a pedestal. He puts himself on a high chair. He thinks he's the best because of it. And in reality, a lot of his methods are can be boiled down to much simpler ways of explaining things, and doesn't have to be as complicated. And it falls into the same idea of 95% of what a lot of traders do, is that they try to find something that is, how do I say this? They try to find they're instead of allowing the market instead of allowing the market to give you opportunities and play into those opportunities, he also plays into this idea that he has to create the opportunities, that the market's going to do whatever it wants regardless, and it's his sole responsibility to make the opportunities and to chase the trades, and which is just not true. It's not true. Liquidity sweeps is just swing failure patterns, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Yep, he overcomplicates everything. Exactly. He overcomplicates everything to make him seem like he's smarter than he actually is. I'm not saying he's not a smart guy. He definitely knows his stuff when it comes to trading. And I do like the idea that he trades solely off of price action. Price action is tested, proven, true. It's real. All right. It's something that exists that we can see. That's constantly developing. So price action is a very good way to trade, and I think it's the best way to trade. But me personally, he overcomplicates things. He thinks he's some sort of like god when it comes to trading. It's almost like crypto. I'm not saying he's like Crypto Face, but it's almost the same thing like Crypto Face, that he has this indicator. He made a lot of money from people buying it, and now he just portrays himself to make all this money using his indicator, when it's just money that he's got from selling the indicator. And then he uses that to basically just make more money for himself, or just uses it as house money. So it's the same idea, and it's the same thing. Anyone can do this, guys. All right, anyone can go ahead and make it seem like they're the best. They can make it seem like they know everything, that they're the best trader out there. And in reality, that's not necessarily the case, or the methods they use aren't the best. Let's see. Tino is like a sports commentator. Yeah. Beta Bot, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Mr. Reckless. A lot of people like him, and a lot of peps. A lot of people dislike him. Yeah, I agree. Can you look at AXS in the long term, please? Yeah, absolutely. Sean Daly. Let's see. Amen to that. Crypto Face. Yep. AXS. I don't know why I paused for a second. Beta Bot. Not much has really changed. You do have a short setup still. If the short does play out, you got to look at the supports below. Worst case scenario for AXS. For some reason, I always have a hard time saying that, so I apologize. It's like a tongue twister for me. We can go down to 461. If that fails, there's nothing serious till about 273. So just keep that in mind. If we go up, we are above a bullish pivot, so I will give it that. But if we continue to go up, the next level of resistance is probably going to be 765, then 832, and then 985. And then from there, if it breaks, you can go ahead and look for 13 bucks. You know, you got to take it one level at a time. Arun, hey Johnny, I thought you turned into CoffeeZilla. I don't know why. I don't know. I think people like CoffeeZilla are needed to kind of point you from, to kind of like deter you and show you guys like what scams or what aren't scams. I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest. I don't know. I'm not gonna be the person to do so. Maybe that'll change in the future if enough people, like, if I see enough people getting screwed over, maybe I'll go ahead and like talk about stuff like that. I really don't want to, because when you start going after different channels and stuff, it can start a storm that or like a mess that you want to get yourself into. Especially when it comes to crypto the crypto space in general. You don't want to end up being on like how BitBoy throws lawsuits at everyone who talks crap about him. I will never, how do I say this? Maybe it's subject to change. At the moment, I would never openly target certain channels and talk crap about them. You know, I can give you my opinions on ICT concepts, smart money concepts. I'm not the biggest fan of how he approaches his trading when it comes to his mindset on how he's the best, but overall as a person, I don't know who he is, so I can't sit here and make these claims based on someone I don't really know. But I can only go based off what I see, what I've heard, and also the methods that he uses. So I do my best to kind of not go too deep into that for certain reasons. But there's some channels out there, man, that I was watching. I talked about this yesterday, but there was a channel I was watching over the weekend, and I've been watching this guy for the last probably 6-7 months. He primarily focuses on LA wave theory, and long story short, this guy was screaming to the rooftop that 48K was in the cards. 48K was in the cards. 50K plus. And he was basically my biggest problem with LA waivers is that they love 1-2s. If you guys don't know what a 1-2 is, basically a 1-2 is where you have a 1-2 within a larger 1-2, and apparently it's supposed to leave with some super mega bullish swing to the upside. And I'm just not the big. I just think that's a little ridiculous, because everything can be considered a 1-2 if you really look at it from your own perspective. And he was just expecting some crazy numbers, but this guy was screaming from the rooftops for at least the last 2 or 3 months. And now, over the course of the last week or so, because things are slowing down, he's like, "Oh, I'm not too sure about the count," and just continued to go about his TA like, you know, he wasn't being a perma bull for the longest time. I found it funny. But, you know, he's had like 10K subs for the past like 2 years. So I'm not, the man, a lot of people on here do this, they put food on the table, and I don't want to take that away from anyone. But if you are doing it in a way that's not genuine, or a way that is not the best practices, in my opinion, then I will have my opinions on that. But yeah, I try to be humble, Sean. I do okay trading. Am I a millionaire from this? No. Can I be? Probably. I probably will be. But I'm not going to sit here and scream from the rooftops that ABC is the best, ABC is that. I do what I can to show you guys how the strategy works. If it happens to work really well, yeah, I might be a little bit pumped because of it. But yeah. Love you, man. Thank you so much, Arun. Love you too, man. Love you too. Hi, do you think LTC happening will affect its price its next month? I'm not too sure about that, Alan Clark. I haven't looked into the Litecoin happening recently. I will definitely probably start looking into that. but my only issue is that the markets in general right now are not doing so good. So that's the only thing kind of holding me back from LTC. If everything was kind of in line, you know, BTC was doing really well, Bitcoin halving was doing well, and LTC halving was within the same vicinity, I would say yes. But because we're still kind of far from the Bitcoin halving, I'm going to be a little bit less inclined to say that the LTC halving is going to have, you know, have a significant impact on price. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's see. I think the last time I looked at your subscribers, less than 1,000 or 100 or 500. Yeah, we're growing ever so slightly. You know, I was doing a lot better of a job pushing my videos out there. I just haven't done that recently. We're still getting subscribers here and there. I want to hit 2K soon. I would like to get to like 5 to 10K with by the time we get to the bull run, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Are Elliott waves similar to harmonic patterns? Kind of, sort of. They can intertwine, but they're not the same. Hate those types of people. Oh, one time Lifer was shouting so loud as he was had Satoshi when BTC broke out a bull flag. Hate those types of people. Yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place to be hype. I'm not gonna deny that, but it all depends on where you're coming from. Let's see. Illuminated nothing. Do you use pivot tracements at all, or trend-based levels as a measurement for C waves? So I used to. The problem with this is, I think if anything, I think trend. What is this one? The trend. Which one is this? Yeah, the trend-based fib extension. I think you could have some good potential doing that. My problem is when you're trying to look for, let me draw this before I continue, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna draw it and it's gonna work and I'm gonna look stupid. Well, let's see. I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know what it is. I drew this for the longest time. So I will say this. Based off of, so the ABC method is based off of a book called the A Case of Modification. Let me pull up this book before I explain. Okay. Oh, come on. So if you guys are curious, right? I downloaded this once and I can't get rid of it. All right. If you guys are interested, where I've learned how to use ABCs is from this book. Okay. In this book, I read this book twice. The first time was just kind of to get a better idea, understanding of what he's talking about. And the second one, I kind of dove a little bit deeper and like studied and like took notes and like pulled different sections from the book. One of the things Ian Copsley talks about is the fib extension tool. All right. And he categorized, my biggest problem is that he still uses Elliott wave theory, but instead of looking at everything as impulse waves and corrective waves, he groups his waves together in ABCs. This is an example. All right. And then basically out of this would be your 1 through 5 structure. This is the main idea of how the ABC strategy was formed. All right. And in this book, he talked about where certain waves can target to. Something that I have noticed is that the best way to do this, if you are going to use it, I think, me personally, I don't like to use this because it kind of puts ideas in my head that necessarily might not happen. Now that can change depending on your analysis and where you think things are going to go. one of the biggest things is it's a lot easier to view everything as an ABC and then use the fib extension tool and target about the one-to-one extension. And I don't know why, but every time I try to kind of disprove this, it ends up working pretty well. All right. So if this is the A to the B to the C. All right. So basically in this, it's A plus B equals C. That's the main method or the main formula of this, is that you're going to take the A wave, all right, pull it back, and you're just looking for a one-to-one extension. And you can see, I don't know why this works out the way it does, but it sometimes works out pretty damn well. So I can't sit here and deny that the fib trace, or sorry, the fib extension tool does work. I'm a bigger fan of that than the fib retracement. So if you are going to use it, I would say pick that one. Always try to target about the one-to-one. If not, target that one-to-one pocket. If you want, I'll show you the levels again. So it's about anywhere from the 100% to the 1.114. It can go all the way up to the 1.618. I categorized these in colors to basically show what this could be. So for me personally, I don't use it because it kind of puts an expectation in my head that price can go to a certain area. And sometimes that's not necessarily the best thing to do. I allowed the trades to go ahead and set themselves up, or allow the positions to form, take the trades as needed. Maybe I can go ahead and look for preemptive areas to look for possible positions or entries. But my thing is, I just don't think it's worth it because you never really know what is going to happen. Your analysis could be wrong. Your TA could be wrong. Your idea of what ABCs could be playing out could be wrong. And you're adding more subjectivity to it. That's the main reason why I don't use it. Can it be done? Absolutely. If anyone is going to use it, I recommend using the the trend-based fib extension. Don't use the regular fib retracement. Let's see. I recall last bull cycle, I was calling top twice correct on ETH, but I still didn't jump out and lost money. I don't need to make 500 account to help out. Trend-based fib extensions use impulse retrace and fits well with ABCs and its impulse retrace. Okay. The popular opinion is that LTC dips after the halving. LTC halving, I mean. Yeah, that definitely that does make sense, Sean. Could you hear me and add the 236 to your extension as an entry model? It's pretty nice. A lot of times fake outs occur until closer, some higher time frames can above 236. Yeah, I'll see. I already had it pre-saved on here. So how would I do this? So would I draw it the same way? Take a bearish one from the current drop. From the impulse down. Okay, so you're talking about this one. Let me know is that the right one? Surprised to hear. I'm surprised to hear you don't use a golden pocket in your analysis. I do have it marked out on my. I do have it marked out on my regular fib retracement tool. I just don't really use it that much. From the immediate impulse to the retracement. So this one. Talk about the most recent drop. And then you're talking from the retracements. I think I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. We're just talking about the one back here. That one is cleaner. The previous one up top. The 236 has you at hello and doesn't look back. So you would use this as... So are you looking for... Is this would be an entry level for you? Or just something to look for? Is this something to consider a fake out? Like if we cross above, then that would be a fake out. I'm curious. This is so good, guys. Okay. Okay, so if it crosses back above, then that is considered a fake out. Okay. Okay. I can see. Okay. That's interesting. I'll keep that on there. And so how does it look on the camera? Oh, it's all messed up. It's funny. This entire can's green. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Illuminate nothing. I'll take a look and see if there's any confluence on prior structures. But that's definitely interesting. Can you take a look at the DXY, please? Absolutely. I don't know why I went on that list. Oh, okay. So pretty much for the DXY, long story short, we completed the sea leg. So if we can get back above $100, that's potentially a bullish pivot. But we can definitely continue lower as long as we're below. So this is going to be interesting. Bidarius, sorry for being late. What did I miss? Nothing much. We're just hanging out. We've gone over BTC, Sol, the Sol position I took last night. Where's my water? Let's see. Raphael, hello, my friend. Good to see you. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Good week so far. Yash Patel, ICT probably made more money selling courses. Trader Main was saying he paid like $3,500 for his mentorship program, and there was like 1 to 10K members. He made millions on that single year. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Thanks for the TA. Really got to go now. Thank you so much, BetaBot, for stopping by. Really do appreciate you. That's a lot of money, Yash. That's a lot of money, man. And like, The problem is, the reason why people like that will do very well compared to channels like mine is because you're catering to the idea that people, or how do I say this, you're catering to the process that a lot of people want to see in trading. A lot of people don't want to sit here and take, you know, large swing trades on a 2-hour time frame. A lot of people want to be on the 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, trying to take as many trades as possible. And you know, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not trying to discourage anyone that it can't be done. But when it comes to lower time frame trading, you're adding a lot more parameters to the smaller time frames that can make trading more difficult. The more parameters you have, the more things you have to look for to kind of get into a trade, the harder it becomes, the less likely to become profitable in the longer term. Hold on, guys. I got to turn on my AC. It is hot in here. I'm starting to sweat. And a lot of these guys make a lot of money from being able to sell them a dream. It's basically, I'm not saying it can't be done, but when you cater to what people want to see, I'm not saying that I don't cater what you guys want to see. I do want to make sure you guys get as much good information as possible, but that's the key difference, is that I know what is good and what isn't good. I do my best to kind of push the ideas that are good for you, you know, to the channel, to the public. I'm not sitting here trying to shill any crazy concept, intricate strategy that, you know, can give you, that can promise these crazy return, or not promise, but that shows these crazy returns. But you know, they do a really good job marketing one side of things, and it's unfortunate because those channels, those people will do a lot better when it comes to selling stuff than channels like mine. It's unfortunate, and it's something I understand when I got into this, and I'm not sitting here, I would love to do this. I mean, I do this full time. I would love to be able to make a good living from helping you guys out. And I'm not saying I don't I'm struggling. I do well. Luckily, I have trading and other things to kind of keep me afloat. But you never hear about channels making that kind of money talking about stuff like this, or talking about, you know, larger time frame trades. We're taking larger swings, making the most out of larger price movements. Nobody really cares about that. Everyone wants to make $100 a day, $500 a day, $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day. That's what they want to hear, but they don't think about the bad side of that. All they see is basically money being made every single day, and they kind of get tunnel vision to that particular idea. So it's unfortunate, and it's part of the space that I understand that does well, but it's not genuine. So it looks good about an exit short. I think higher wick indicates that the area will get burned. Possible. It's possible, Supreme Cap, but I gave myself a larger stop loss just in case, because I know Sol's a little bit more of a volatile coin. So I gave myself a little bit more breathing room, allowed price to go ahead and establish what it wants to do. We'll just wait and see. All these guru types make bank from the stuff they show. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. And like I said, it depends on the fundamentals of what your channel is based off of, how you teach things. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's some people out there who are completely against it. I think as long as you have good principles, you have a good foundation, and you're trying to preach a good message, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, most people don't. Most people out there don't. I only trade using the 4 and 8 hour ever since I discovered you and Kite. It's made my life so much better. That's awesome to hear, Raphael. That's awesome. That's the goal. Johnny's mining coins. I'm not mining coins. It is proven that position trading in longer term time frames is the most profitable strategy. Yep. Some good traders trade on weekly time frames. Yeah, that's definitely true as well. Also, people pay more attention and take it seriously once they pay for it. Like, usually people don't value things they get for free. Exactly. And I do give out pretty much all the TA, all the updates I can for you guys free. there's other things that you can benefit from learning how to do this yourselves, getting, you know, access to real-time positions. And I also offer like a one-on-ones if you guys are interested. If you guys check out the links in the description, if you guys want help, none of it is required. You know, I'm not going to sit here and hide behind a paywall, but the paywall does provide extra support for you guys, as well as it does come back to support me. I personally believe what I charge is relatively cheap compared to what people out there are charging for way crappier information. You know, this I'm not going to name any names because I don't want any lawsuits thrown at me. But there's people out there with larger channels who teach basic TA and they're charging 5 to 10 grand for a course, which absolutely blows my mind. And for stuff that's not even going to make you that good of a trader. I think some of that is ridiculous. I know for a fact they sold a lot of those courses. But you'll never see me do that. If anything, as the channel grows, guys, I want to, well, I want to restructure things as later on if the channel does significantly start growing. And I want to be able to help you guys as much as possible, but also make it fair, you know, and then also allow you guys to learn, and also allow myself to keep doing this. I understand that if anything, value is exchanged, and usually when value is exchanged when it comes to information for a fee, like Yash said, it's very important that, or sorry, it becomes important to the actual end user to dedicate more time into actually learning. Let's see. So short looks good, but I exit short. I think higher wick indicates the area will get burned. I think I read that already. But yeah, definitely possible. There's some real deals out there. I think there are some. It depends. It depends. I would say there is a small percentage about people out there who are good, but obviously the majority. I think you can agree with me on this. The majority of people out there, they're not that good. They just know how to cater to an audience. People think, people get in thinking trading is the easiest thing and end up losing everything and realizing this is one of the hardest jobs you could have chosen. I've heard both sides. So I've heard people think it's really easy, or people make it way harder than it needs to be. It's one of those. So people think that when they trade, they have to be some genius, you know, with all this background and analytics, statistics, and all that stuff in order to be good at trading. No, it's just but you're just hiding behind a very fuzzy cloud. It doesn't really need to be that way. So I've heard both ends. I like this channel because it's small. All these big channels get got a lot of cap. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. But I definitely think that, you know, I would love to be one of those bigger channels if I ever get to that point that is backed upon, you know, good principles. That's backed upon good strategy, good fundamentals. There's not too many channels out there that do that. To be honest, I don't think there's any larger trading channels I can think of that practices really good. I do like Iman Trading. Is that his name, Iman Trading? Yeah, I do like Iman Trading. I do like, and it's funny. See, like I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this, but he specifically calls out a specific channel. And I mean, he's getting copyright striked and possibly being taken to court for it. I can't do that. But Iman Trader is a good one, or Iman Trading. He's a good channel. I don't know. Would you really consider him a bigger channel? Possibly. But I do like his channel. He talks about a lot of good principles, good foundations. I'm trying to think of who else is out there. If you guys know any larger channels that, you know, aren't crap when it comes to trading, let me know. Search the Haven Crypto. It's a group of like 5 traders. They charge $250 a month. and there are currently 1,500 members. Wow. What's the math on that? Oh yeah, they're making, oh my God. Yeah, it's almost what's that times 12? It was $5 million a year. I would love to be that guy, part of that group, or at least I would love to have my own group like that. Yes, Iman doesn't have paid courses. Like I said, I don't think there's nothing wrong with selling something. As long as it's, you know, long as based off of good principles. Now, I'm not saying that because I sell stuff. I see both sides to it, but I think ultimately what it comes down to is what kind of information are you selling? If you're selling basic information that everyone talks about, nothing that's that practices good overall fundamentals and shows you how to become an actual good trader in the long run, like the majority of stuff is out there, yeah, that I have a problem with. But if Iman Trading were to come out with a course, I'd support it. I would say, you know what? I think he talks about a lot of good things, and I think he can definitely sell a course, and there would be nothing wrong with that. I've also subscribed to Iman Trading. Dude is honest as funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy. When are we dumping? Waiting patiently. Hopefully soon, Niraj. Hopefully soon. Nice, I introduced you to him, and I love him, and I will support him in this court, and I'm a Patreon. Amazing work. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I knew it was... for some reason, I thought it was someone else, but I knew one of my viewers, and it was Ubit area. So thank you. Thank you for introducing me to him. I watched a lot of his content after he showed me, and I think he's a cool dude. Yeah, and if he does actually go to court, I'm not sure if he actually took him to court, that other guy. But that's one of the reasons why I will never, ever name a specific channel. Because it's the last thing I need to worry about is lawsuits. I'll talk about bad practices in general, but you can talk about bad practices and not have to mention any channel names. You guys can kind of put two and two together. Ali, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get to the real meat. When do the giveaways start? LOL. I want to do giveaways every time. I'll have to figure something out. I've had another exchange reach out to me. And to be honest, I actually might be able. I might be thinking about doing something to where I give away money for you guys. I'll have to reach out to the representative and see if I can get something going with him, as well as possibly work out something with the Fair Desk guy that I'm working with, to give away money. Let's see what else. I do want to give away more memberships and stuff to the Discord, but I'm only gonna do that on like special events. So like every time, the goal is I was aiming to do it every time my subscriber count doubled. So we started with 500. I mean, 0 from 500 is a lot, but I went from 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, and then from there I was gonna make the jump from 2,000 to 5K, 5K to 10K, 10K to 20K or 25K, and then from there I would basically, as the giveaways got more, or as I gained more subscribers, I would give away more stuff. To the point, guys, I want to be able to give away cool stuff. I'm trying to think of something that I have that I can give away. Anybody want a GPU? let me go grab this. Hold on. Let me go grab this. Anybody want a Radeon 6600? Brand new, unboxed. This was supposed to go in my mining rig, but that never happened. By the time I got this, ETH went to each switched over to proof of stake. So it's not the best. It's not the best GPU, but it's a Radeon 6600 non-XT. Maybe I'll give this away at some point. Let me know if you guys would be interested in the GPU. Johnny, I quit my job finally for trading full time, trading Indian markets and crypto. Any suggestions? First of all, congratulations on making that jump. That is a very serious commitment. I would say if you are going to, or since you did make that jump, I hope you prepared ahead of time. I would hope that you would have a good idea. Oh, Raphael, thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Usually, if anyone is going to make this jump, I need you to understand a couple things. I need you to understand what are you making every month, so like percentage wise. How consistent is it? How often are you trading? Can you afford to take money out of the account as well as, can you make enough money to compound the account and take out enough to pay bills? There's a lot of things that go into that. So I would say, I mean, this is more of a conversation before you made the jump, but since you made the jump already, I would say just be aware that sometimes you're going to have off days, off weeks, off months. All right. There's going to be some times where you don't make any money in a month. There's going to be some times where you lose money in a month or two. Can you back yourself up? If you can back yourself up and save enough money to pay those bills, off on months that you're not doing well, fantastic. Because over the course of a longer period of time, if you did take the time to test the strategy and make sure that you were consistently profitable, over the course of time, you should be fine. That's like the best idea I have. The best advice I would say going forward is have a good understanding. And for me, it's a little bit different because I make money off of doing other things like Discords. I make money off of trading. I make money off of referrals. I make money off of trading fees. So for me, it's I don't have to rely on trading solely, but a portion of my trading account does go towards paying my bills. But Niraj, it's like the best advice I have for you. Let's see. Trader XO is a nice channel you might like. No paid groups, no indicators, just price action trader. Start posting successful steps and stuff there. Does he have his own Discord? Maybe I'll join it. How many Discord subs you got right now? So at the moment, I think I have, how many paid members do I have? So right now, I think total, I just have under 100 lifetime members. And then as of right now, I have about, how many people? I have about 4 to 5. I think 5 people right now paying month to month. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how much that is or what they paid, but it's a decent amount of money. It's a decent amount of money. Can it be used for ETC? I'm not sure, Arun. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. It's just been sitting in my closet ever since ETH went to proof of stake. Would you do copy trading? The problem with copy trading is you're bound by a specific R&R, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I might be able to, okay. I gotta be careful what I say. There might be someone out there who is developing or has an idea to develop a way for you guys to emulate ABC trades that I may or someone else may be taking. I am in contact with someone who might be able to set something like this up. It really depends on how much money it's going to cost. So, I can't say anything more about that. Something may be coming. Maybe. I can't promise. It really depends how much it's going to cost to, you know, get this infrastructure running. I'm like I said, I'm in contact with someone who has an idea, and I can't promise anything, but why would it cost you money though? Because you would have to. So instead of, okay, so this system would require not using a platform, but using your own servers and APIs to do so. So basically the goal of this is to set a API or set a alert triggering a API to go ahead and send a signal to a host, which basically will send signals to a list of different APIs that the users can set up. And then from there, it'll all trigger the trade at the same time, if that makes sense. So it wouldn't be on the platform's end. You'd be running it through an API, which you require servers. So that's why it would cost money. And it would also cost money for someone to develop this idea for me. Because I don't do any web development, software development, any all that. Yes, a bit like Alertron light signals. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. You missed the oh, did I miss a message? Oh, you missed a message. You should get active on Twitter as well to grow. I tried that. I mean, I have a Twitter. I just don't really use it. I've tried posting setups. It gets some traction, but not too many people follow. It really comes down to, like I said, it's the same thing when it comes to Twitter, is appeasing and basically showing people what they want to see. Yeah, I don't have that many. I don't have that many followers on Twitter. I only have like 23 followers. When's the last time I posted something? Profile. Last time I posted something was back in May. Why not use Bybit copy trading? I used it once. It's nice. Well, unfortunately, I'm not in Bybit anymore. I can't use Bybit because, you know, the mandatory KYC. But the problem is with those kind of copy tradings is that they require you to set certain parameters. And my thing is, my R&R, like my risk to reward ratio trades, are not the exact same every time. They can vary. So I think that can cause some problems. I never understood that. What is mandatory KYC? Basically, like right now, let me show you. Let me pull a Bybit. Why is Bybit not loading? Oh, come on. All right, well, apparently Bybit is not loading, which is fantastic. But basically, you're not allowed to take trades. So like, I can still log into my account. But if I try to take a trade, basically it says you have to verify your identity in order for you to take trades. This is in regards to following regulations. And unfortunately with Bybit, it became to a point to where they wanted to implement certain things in their exchange or their platform for users to use. In order for you to do that, you do have to mandatory verify yourself. I don't think Bybit has anything like that. Can anyone can become a copy trader? No restrictions on R&R or anything. And for KYC, there are ways around that, right? I'll have to look into the Bybit's one. I haven't looked into that. I assume they were all relatively the same. And for KYC, yes, there is ways around it, but I don't want. I'm gonna have to pay. I'm gonna have to pay some money in order to get around that. I don't feel like doing that. It's a process for me. Unless I have to, I think it'll get to a point to where instead of hopping around exchanges, I'd rather just pay the money and just stick with Bybit. I think that will come at some point here in the future. I'm just not there yet, so we'll just wait and see. So wait, you have to verify identity? Yes, Raphael. You do it now on Bybit. You can't take any trades unless you verify your identity. I wish I could show you, but Bybit is not working. I don't know why it's doing this. I can literally load anything else. Let me do something else. Let me... What's wrong with that? Well, unfortunately, you can't... Your Bybit's restricted in a lot of countries. So unfortunately, due to that, if you identify your identity, or if you if you confirm your identity through Bybit and they see that you're trading from a country that's not allowed, they can take you off the platform. Let me show you. So right now on this account, all right, I have a ETH trade open. All right. Now, if I go to BTC, look, complete identity verification level 1 in order to continue using Bybit services. All right. I have margin in this account. Watch what happens when I try to enter a trade. See? So now I have to upload ID card, upload a selfie, and I have to basically verify myself. So unfortunately, I can't do that. You can go to Apex, but I'm not the biggest fan of Apex. May I ask what features you have in your Discord? Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys are interested, like I said, this is not required, but this does come back to support me. So if you are interested, first of all, there is a lifetime membership, so you can pay once and get in forever. Included in that, you do get access to the Trigger Trade bot. All right, what the Trigger Trade bot is a platform that David Tech and his brother have created in order to allow you to automate entries. All right, so remember, this is only with the lifetime. So if you sign up month to month, you don't get access to this. And what you can do is you can connect. So right now, currently Bybit, Binance, and BitGet are only ones that are available at the moment. So let's say you want to use BitGet, you set your parameters, you plug in your keys. All right, you set everything up, and then it basically generates a code. You hook up that code, and you basically set everything up on Tradingview. And what this does is you can set your alerts, copy paste the code in your alerts, and basically the bot will automate the trades for you. So if you get stopped out while you're sleeping and price gets re-entered back in, it'll keep your entry. It'll allow you to re-enter the trade. This stuff that has saved me so much time and effort. Unfortunately, it's not available on Fairdesk. I want to talk to William and see if I can get a hold of him and see how that's going. I just haven't had the chance to recently, and he's been busy as well. He just got married not too long ago, so congratulations to William. That was awesome. But hopefully I can get some information from him soon and when other exchanges will be implemented, as well as from there. All right, after you include it in a lifetime, all right, you also get access to my real-time setups. So I told you guys ahead of time that I entered the Soul short schedule changes. I took that short on BTC. We talked about the ETH trade. All right, I was in these trades before price pumped. And this to me is also like a trading journal for me. You guys get access to this. You also get access to the community general chat. My guys are pretty spot on. A shout out to my crew, my Discord crew. Some of these guys are killing it. As well as where else? You get access to tutorial videos, which everything going down from trading psychology. So I have a whole playlist. Like I have literally hours and hours of content that you guys can go from starting from trading psychology to the beginning, how to DCA, how I started out, talking about how to navigate leverage trading, and then finally the ABC stuff, which is, this last video right here is a 2.5-hour crash course, everything from A to Z and what you're gonna need to know. And then as well as I go over tips and tricks and how to navigate ABCs. So you get access to tutorial videos, the community, my real-time signals, access to trigger trade if you want to get a lifetime. And as of right now, it's $50 a month. If you want to try it out, you can. As well as if you want to pay a little bit more upfront, you get access to it for a lifetime. Usually, I think the golden rule is, let me know if I'm wrong, guys, but usually lifetime memberships should be about like 12 to 18 months of the monthlies. So, according to my rate, I should be charging like $700, but I'm not doing that just because I just don't feel comfortable charging so much for information that's not that complicated. It's complicated, it's intricate, but it's not over the top. So I just don't feel comfortable doing so. So to me, in my opinion, the lifetime is worth it. And as I continue to grow in subscriber count, every other time my subscriber count doubles, I'm going to raise the price a little bit. So originally it was at $100. I raised it to 150, and I just it was $100. Then after I hit 1,000 subs, I raised it to 150, and then from there I raised it to 200. And usually what I do is every other time. So at this point, I just changed it to 200. So when I get to 5,000 subs, I'm gonna raise the price to 300. And I'm not gonna double it. I'm just gonna increase it by increments. So it allows more people to get in. So if you get in early, it's the best. That's the best bang for your buck. But like I said, I'm not trying to pressure you guys. You guys don't have to. If you guys want to support me, fantastic. I do as much as I can to give you guys as much free information as I absolutely can. But there's bonuses to paying if you guys do want to do that. Let's see. It's Binance. White label allows copy trading, no KYC. I'll definitely look into that, Arun. Binance blocked my account for no reason. Had to wait 1 year until I can recover my money. Jeez, that's wow. I've heard stuff like that before from Binance. Apex requires VPN as well. Yes. Yep. But I just don't. Apex is not as versatile as Bybit. Any deals at the moment? Unfortunately, no. I'll consider this. If you, I know some people have been in my group month to month for a while. I'll say this: if you sign up and stay for 5 months, I'll cut you a really, or sorry, if you stay for 4 months, let's say you want to try it out month to month, I'll cut you a really good deal if you want to sign up for the lifetime after. I'll do something like that maybe. Just because you guys already gave money. There's a couple of people out there who have signed up a lot or for a couple months in a row. I'll have to look. If you are one of those people, let's say you sign up for 4 months, and if you do want to switch to a lifetime, message me. We'll talk about, I'll probably get you in for a good price if you want to stick to a lifetime. I'll do something like that, but at the moment there's no specials at the moment. All right, wow, we're going for an hour and a half. Holy crap. And the sun like disappeared. All right, let's do some Wordle. You guys know me, I'll leave the smaller time frame up as we play this. Oh, wow. We struck out on that. Wow. Perky. All right, there's a Y in there. All right, I got to be careful. We only have 2 more guesses. So we take our time with this. If you guys have any guesses, let me know. You guys have anything? Layer's a good one. Fryer's a good one. Shit. There's no A. Fryer's a good one. Oh, you were wrong, Heather. I know what it is. Flyer. There we go. I'm smarter than you. Just kidding. Just kidding. There's no A. Sorry. No worries, my friend. That was a good guess, though. Layer's a good one. All right, so guys, we're approaching the hour-and-a-half mark. I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream here, guys. I will be here on Thursday. All right, so now you know the setups. All right, if you guys want to support the channel, you can. Not required. There's ways to do so in the links in the description below. Anything helps, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about it too much, even though I did a good amount. So yeah, be good, be safe. Say goodbye to everyone. Umit, Heather, Voss, Raphael, Arun, Yash, BetaBot. Let's see. Arun, I think I said that. Niraj, Crypto Beehive, Vidarius, Supreme Cat, Illuminated. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I think I got everyone. Oh, Sean Daly, if you're still here. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks again. Remember, Thursday around this time, about 1 o'clock, 1:15-ish. That's like my goal. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Be good, be safe. And maybe by the next time we come back, something will happen. Who knows? Perhaps. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you so much to you as well, BetaBot. I appreciate you guys coming by, supporting me, supporting the channel. Means a lot, means the world to me always. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Before I do that, I need to take a swig of water. All right. Do it. Where's the button?